Welcome to Company Showcase, an advertising feature on HowStreet.com.
I'm Jim Goddard. I'm speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. Welcome back to the show, Larry.
Thanks, Jim.
Larry, it seems to me, as usual, American Manganese has something new to tell us.
Yeah, we had a great press release out first thing this morning, and it's to do with the next stage on our, working towards commercializing our process for recycling lithium-ion batteries, and we've earmarked $2.7 million to Kemetco to do research and a demonstration plant, and we're also looking at the design will increase the commercial plant capacity from 3 to 5 tons. Now that's pretty powerful news. I mean, the fact that the company is well financed to do the $2.7 million. That's much less than half of the money we have in the bank, and so we're in really good shape, and we can move this thing forward. Now, I know a lot of people, are impatient about the steps that we take, but we want to make sure we're doing the right thing. And there's no shortcuts in R&D. There's no shortcuts in building the plant. There's no shortcuts anywhere. You have to go with the design, with the results, and the results will tell us where we're going. And we've got enough results now that we're pretty comfortable moving ahead on this program. And what does that mean to the investors? Well, it means that, we are getting there. We're starting to get bigger interest and more NDAs out there than before, and it's coming from different areas, and so we're quite happy with the response we're getting, and I'm hopeful that something will happen in the near future. And because the reality is we do have a solid process, and that solid process will bear up well. I know a lot of investors are concerned about the competition out there. Well, I read somewhere that 3 or 4 years from now, it'll be a $4 billion business, recycling, and so there's room for lots of people. And they're always going to have other people in there. They may not have as great a process, but they will be moving ahead too. And remember, I've been saying this before, that the more involvement you have in recycling, the better off you are. And why is that? Well, you're not the only one talking about recycling anymore. There's another 100 companies or so that are out there talking about recycling. From the point that they're going to look into recycling, that they can get 80 to 90% of the battery back on the recycling program, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I know, and certainly astute investors know, that it's not something that you just churn out like baking a cake and everybody copies it and has the same cake up there. Ours is a patented process. We have 2 patents on it. We feel very solid about that. And whether we develop new patents or not, we'll take a look at it. We had one that we wanted to develop, but it seems to be in the mainstream, but it's not a crucial patent, and we can proceed with that in our process design. So it's exciting times, Jim. The market's been in fluctuation. We seem to move with the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ has been up and down, mostly down. And that's where all the tech stocks are in the U.S. So, we all get the same brand, and but we're not hurting that bad. The price of the stock is holding in there, and I can't say enough for Kemetco and their astuteness. We were lucky to discover them back about 12, 13 years ago when they worked on the patent for manganese, and they basically, after going through about 4 or 5 different R&D labs, we met with Kemetco, told them what we wanted. I had a plan, and told them the plan. And so at the time, the president of Kemetco was looking at it, and he says, I think we can do this. And I said, well, let's get started. What do you need? Well, naturally, you need money. And we moved on from there. And then we took that patent and we morphed it into a recycling patents. And so, you know, it wasn't something that happened overnight. It takes time. And I can tell you, if you were sitting where I would, you'd be excited almost every day. But you know, you can't count on anything. It happens when it happens, and you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But that is starting to look more and more plausible as I speak. So I think we're in great shape, Jim. We're in great shape to move ahead. We're in great shape to finance the company. We don't have to do any financing for some time. But if somebody comes along and offers us a big chunk of money, whether it's through a convertible debenture or through a private placement, we, in all probability, would not turn it down. And, you know, I like the idea of a joint venture, partner with deep pockets, and allow us to do what we do best, and for them to finance for a fair-sized interest in the process. So that's kind of where my thoughts are today, and I wish everybody a great weekend, and you know, it's going to be hopefully a restful weekend. I have to tell you that I spend about 8 to 10 hours every weekend going through releases and emails. I get over the weekend I'll probably get 1,200, and you know, and it keeps you busy. You're just trying to keep on top of everything. So, you know, just because there's competition out there doesn't mean that you're kicked out of the race. This is a race that there will be probably 30 or 40 recyclers 5 years from now, and we hope to have a big percentage of that anywhere in the world.
Larry, for people new to American Manganese, what's the company all about?
American Manganese is a critical metals company that had its start in low-grade manganese in the U.S., which is a critical metal, and I always like to say this, you can't make steel without manganese, and if you can't make steel, the world stops. So that gives you the picture there, and it's also catching fire in the battery industry, and, you know, which, by the way, I didn't mention, I think we're in the best position out there being involved in the EV car revolution that's happening. There's hundreds of billions of dollars being spent every year by battery manufacturers and EV car manufacturers, and so it's the area you want to be in. And recycling is now becoming up. You know, one thing about recycling, governments are getting involved. They're seeing that there is potential to make sure that the people that are recycling have a well, I won't say closed loop, but I will say that they have a environmentally friendly process. If they want to get permitted, they have to have that. And so there's all kinds of reasons why we do the things we do, and certainly the patented process we have speaks loudly for a closed-loop solution that protects the environment. And that's a major interest to us since 2010, when we've made our first lithium manganese batteries. And I should say they were prototypes. And you know, because we were interested in that field since then, and we were interested in that field when we started our manganese project, which meant no wastage of water and no tailings ponds.
Larry, how can people get more information about American Manganese, and where are you traded?
We're traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol AMY. We're traded on the QB Exchange, under U.S. QB Exchange, under the symbol AMYZF. We're traded in Frankfurt under the symbol 2AM. And you can get all the information you want at AmericanManganeseInc.com.
Larry, how can people contact the company?
They can contact the company by phoning 778-574-4444. They can email me at LREAUGH@AMYMN.com.
Larry, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome.
I've been speaking with Larry Reaugh, CEO and President of American Manganese. I'm Jim Goddard. Our conversation took place on March 12th.
Comments made on Company Showcase are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any manner whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Archived online at HowStreet.com. Company Showcase is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.